What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Alright, so I decided to move to chess24 and check out their Prime membership. I have 6 first. Okay, so that's probably okay. It's kind of rare. I guess e5 is possible. That's why people don't tend to play it. Okay, so let's play for this closed Sicilian. I used to play this kind of structure anyways. Yeah, I don't really want to take away from the center, I don't think. I guess I'll play d3. And I'll just exchange queens, play c2, king c2, or c3, king c2. If he pushes in the center, then knight e2, bishop g2, castles, and knight e1, f4. Okay. So e5 is hanging. Bishop g2, just trying to win some time. Which I guess the small threat is to take on d5 and take on e5. Yeah. Okay. So if one pawn, I'm attacking his queen. Okay. Still attacking his queen. I'm still the pawn. Bishop g2 and castles open the center. Now, even if queen d8, I'm turning double his pawns with the bishop pair. I'll probably play c4 just to him and his bishop on f8. Of course, these are the early games, and I'm going to play a bunch of guests at first, I'm sure. But once, okay, here. Just wins the queen, so maybe queen d8 was a better try. Yeah, I suspect this is his first game, so. And okay, play bishop h3 and castle queenside. Maybe even something like bishop g5 and queen f5 is possible. Threaten mate with this pen knight if this knight moves, that kind of thing. Also have check, which he's running pretty low in squares. Let's pin this guy, and queen f5 actually threatens to take the knight. Since this one's pinned, there's no defender. So queen f5 threatens the knight. King e7 blocks in his bishop, so he'll have to see rook d8. It's the only defense. Or moving his knight loses the e4 pawn. Okay, so rook d8 looked forced. Alright, good game. That was a kind of a short one, and there's not much to review on that, so let's just take a look. And also, I like this one because there's an option here somewhere. there's an option to, I thought, to turn on engine analysis. Okay, and as I get better with this site, anyways, maybe it's here. Oh, there's autoplay. It's kind of nice. Okay, so yeah, jumps. Okay, it's going too fast actually. Yeah, so e5. I guess I could just capture. But then you run into queen e7, and then there's d6. e4 looks weak. Okay. I don't regret what I played, but d5, not a great move. Maybe just takes and takes on e5. I'm not sure. I'm definitely here after bishop d2. There's no problems. You probably should play d4 first. And this loses the queen. Okay. So that one was really bad. Let's. If this video was about itself, if that game was about itself, I wouldn't have even bothered. Okay, so here's not a guess. Here's an actual player. Ricardo. Alright, b4. Let's play like I'll play like a early bishop f5, like a c6 kind of Slav system. Okay. I think I do want to play e5 sooner than later. Bishop d6. I could have played bishop d6 first, but then d4, and then there's, I don't know. Just play it straight away. Hard to see what that move does. He's going to play f4. G3, so he has really weak light squares. Alright, let's play, can we take this pawn now? Okay. Alright, so it looks like I'm a solid pawn up. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. Is that f5 square kind of weak with knight f5? Yeah. Okay, so overall I'm pretty happy. Okay, knight c5. Kind of gains time on the queen. The knight on c5 is pretty aggressive. I think I'll just cement this knight on c5 and kind of open another file. And now if I can get d3 in, oh okay. Maybe I'll take and play. That move's not half bad. Alright, let's figure out where the bishop's going. I really don't. I think it's necessary to take here just to break down the center, but I think he's really kind of. Well, maybe I'll just keep pushing my pawns on the queen side. Maybe make a pass pawn. So bishop e7, rook c7. So 93 looks pretty good. Attacks the bishop. I now dominate the open file, so what else could you really ask for? So that rook is pinned to the defense of the f2 square. So let's play h5. Just trying to open up his king. f4 looks, well, necessary, at least eventually. Okay, and his pieces are kind of misplaced. Maybe... I could take that and play rook c2. Yeah, I could take that and play rook c2. I could retreat back to c5, but then where am I going after that? What if I played rook c2 first? Knight takes. Okay, I kind of like that. I feel like I'm cashing in, though. Alright, I gotta make a move here soon. Alright, I like this idea. Just simplifying and winning a pawn. Although you can capture it, I'm not too worried. So queen b3, rook takes d2. Maybe I should capture. Oh, queen b1. Wow. Okay, that comes with tempo. Yeah, I can't see the point of that. So f2, starting a mating net, and the bishop discovers his queen. Yeah, so feel free to add me on chess.com. I accept any blitz games, standard games, bullet game invitations. You can also send me a correspondence game. I'm back into that. Okay, so he sacrifices the queen. Still, still a bit dicey. There doesn't seem to be a real clear plan for white. Okay, so pawn's defended, so maybe I'll just make a battery against this pawn, trying to open a diagonal. if I take here, he can't recapture. So, okay. And I'll take that off. That's fine. So his rook's kind of tied down. His bishop can't defend against all these threats. All my pieces are kind of on dark squares. Alright. Bishop d5. Maybe h4. This opens the queen. So. It's really hard to defend this position as white. So bishop g4. Bishop h1. Okay, so good game. Como Sarah. Let's play another. Alright, play fox. Ooh, we boarded. Let's try another one. Yeah, this site's it's a little bit more quiet. It only has about 2,000 to 5,000 users, 2,000 to 4,000 users, something. Alright, Chess Hope from Algeria. I kind of just like the pieces. It's really clean, and they have a lot of nice video series, and their tactics trainer is pretty nice. So I'm just gonna try it out, and after I get bored with the videos, yeah, okay, I'll go back to chess24 or ICC. Jan Gustafsson, I think, is either he owns this or he promotes the heck out of it because he's seems to be the main contributor. Alright, I think e4 is a move here, maybe e3, bishop e3, maybe b3, kind of like b3 here. But e3, maybe just e3 and b3. Just trying to get both bishops open. Maybe knight c2. If he plays e5, I have knight b5 wins the d6 pawn. So I really like the English. So he wants to play e6. I don't think he wants to play b5. I think he just wants to play e5. Okay, so if the knight has to go back to e2 or c2, maybe even f3 would be okay. But okay, knight e2. I guess I could take. Okay, now he does want to play b5. Because it creates a hole in b4, but it stops this plan. Alright, and I think now rook c1, maybe queen d2. I don't really want to play rook c2 or queen c2 or e2. I want to give the e2 square to my knight. Maybe d3 wasn't even bad. Queen d3. Well, knight b4, queen b1, queen a1. Eh. Alright, so he has to capture the pawn here. So capturing with the bishop loses. And I guess knight e5, and I think both sides are okay, but b4 is threatened now. Or actually b4 is backwards, so... looking at c5 for some reason. I'm just going to play b4. Queen a5. That doesn't stop b4. That was kind of a strange decision. Alright. A5 kicks the queen. No. Maybe just B. Alright, let's play queen d2. So knight e4 looks annoying actually. May have to get rid of this knight square bishop. Nah. Okay. I think c5 wins, mainly due to that he can't take on b4, and after d takes c, b takes check, wins the bishop at the end. He gets the knight, but after I take the bishop, c6 is hanging. Well, he has, yeah, he is, okay. Actually, they open the B file, yeah. Alright, okay. Well, not so good. I'm in a losing position now, but at least the knight's on a dark square, so I think I can hold this. Bishop d5 is no good. Bishop d3 is probably not good. So should I counterattack? Counterattack the bishop. He doesn't have rook b8 and rook b1. Yeah. So okay, you can have that backwards pawn. I just don't think I could have defended it. Doesn't seem like the best trade for him. Try to kick the bishop. Maybe I can trade it off. Okay. Yeah, okay. So now I get the open B file and king f1. King's pretty active. Let's just protect my second rank and play king g2 actually. And I think I'm threatening rook e6. I think my passer is faster by just a little bit. And he drops his passer. Okay. Well, thanks, Chesso. I needed that extra boost. Okay. So 19 seconds. get my king active over here. So there, king f6. Yeah, it starts to get ugly. The g4 and f4. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty hopeless. Oh, here's the button. CPU analysis. Yeah. Alright, so let's go through it. So yeah, just an English opening. I really like the English. I have a lot of fun with it. Whoa. What happened? It just said white was completely crushing, and then changed his mind, so. So let's see, yeah, so a4 not a good move, but white slightly better. Knight d5, wow. Yeah, so there's actually a little sacrifice here. Oh, no, because I haven't taken there. Oh, what am I doing? Huh. Okay, so anyways, yeah, so this exchange wasn't good. Knight d5 was better. And this actually takes away the d5 square, and I just have weaknesses, so I'm not sure what I was thinking. Oh, okay, so bishop e6 might have been better. I'm not really sure why. Yeah, so c5 was good. Oh. What is this? Dead equal? What is this? Dead equal here. Let me see why. So it wanted c5. Queen d8. Oh, what's the threat? White is slightly better after c takes d6. Bishop e6 here. What is going on? White is much better. Oh, yeah, okay. So what if, so c5. What if here? White is much better. C takes d. Yeah, because the bishop. Right, he left the defense of c6, of course, and here I can take and I can open the rook against c6. Okay, so simple. Okay. I wonder if there's a way to, like, whoops. Anyways, okay, so, yeah, trade. Queen d2, I just give it up. I give it the light square bishop, he blocks that diagonal. Trades off the bishops. Now c5 doesn't work. g4 is better. c5, d takes, yeah, I thought initially I had this check, but I don't because of this pawn, so. Rook, yeah, rook takes. Oh, rook c4, bishop d5. That is so cool. This is awesome. Alright, yeah, so. Really cool analysis software with chess24. Better than chess.com. Yeah, so. Got a backward pawn. He has huge light square domination, and he just trades his healthy pawn for my sick pawn. Then trades his bishop that was cramping my game. And now I'm just slightly better. I guess just, I guess objectively I'm just a slightly better player. Yeah, and just drops his pawn. He really had a really good position. H4 might have been a mistake. Yeah, rook d3 check. I was looking at something like this, like rook d2, rook d3 check, just to kick the king back and kind of windmill him back, and then what's the idea? So king e6, check, check, yeah. After f6, I didn't see anything better than king. Yeah, I just didn't see anything. I didn't see this. I was looking for rook d8 ideas. So this is just checking him until rook e7, and you collaborate on. So what about rook f8? Yeah, so that has to be played, and then rook d7 waiting move, rook b6. Wow. c8 queen, yeah. Very nice. Then just trade a rook, maybe. Wow, I did not see any of that. So that's something to keep in mind. So basically, check. Doesn't matter, here or here or here, whatever. Check. F6, F5, whatever has to go there. Check. Doesn't matter. Rook e7. And then, okay, say he takes here, then, yeah, you're going to win tons of pawns and a rook at the end of that. You're going to windmill both pawns and take the rook. Win a rook at the end of it. So here, yeah. Wow. Rook f8. And then just a waiting move. Yeah, crazy. So I thought it was just a winning. I guess not. King f3. Dead equal, huh? Okay, now here he needed to block me out with. Is that right? Yeah, h6. I thought that. It's kind of, yeah, so when he didn't, when he let my king in. Right, so he played here, and I didn't want to play king h6, 'cause I thought king h6, king f6, king h7. Yeah, I mean, I guess he has nothing, he can't really move, and I'm going to have king g7, is that right? King g7, it goes down, so king e6. Well, what happens if here? King e7, f3, you just can't stop it. I'm going to get a passer and run it down the board. Okay, so anyways. So white is better after king g8. At the final position, it's equal. How is that? This is where I need to work on my endgames. So g4 loses. You believe that? Wow, because he gets... I cannot believe it. Alright, so king f8. h5, okay. G takes h. G takes h. I wonder if it says white's slightly better, and then after a minute it says... Yeah, how is that not... Oh, okay, because he saves him for the pawn, and he can waste a move, so he gets opposition at the end. Alright, let's play another one. Alright, Tube 44. I guess we'll play a King's Indian. So 92 is kind of strange. You guys wants to play... yeah, so far, pretty standard position. Alright, how to proceed. Rook f7, bishop d8, there's g5 here, there's knight c5, there's knight. I think knight ef6 is good. And that reserves this knight to go to c5. Let's play a5. I like to play a5 in the bayonet. It kind of slows them down a little bit. Yeah, that's the right move. I think I take here. I never really understood why they don't play b6. I guess it's a move. I'm gonna play it just to test it out. I have bishop a6. I'm kind of playing on the wrong side of the board, but yeah. So what's wrong with that? I'm not sure. I'm not real sure. So yeah, rook f7. I'm also gonna play f4 here soon. So I guess bishop knight e2 is not so bad. Not as bad as I thought. Okay. I'm just gonna get off this diagonal and be a nuisance to this bishop. Let's try to attack the queen. c4, we'll try to win the exchange. I'm also protecting a8 from this rook exchange with his queen invading. Okay, he misses that, I guess. Does he not care about the exchange? I'm gonna halt my kingside attack because I feel like I'm winning material here. So this one's a full piece, so I'll take that, I think. And this can't be good. I mean, piece is a piece, so they say. And looks like another piece. Oops, I dropped a piece myself. Oh man, should have thought about that. Okay, and he missed it. What am I thinking? It must be getting late. Okay, so yeah, so c6 here. It's actually kind of interesting. Okay. c6. I kind of like it, but maybe I shouldn't. Alright. I'll just take here and open that file. d5 is weak, I think. Overall, I'm not displeased with this position. I do think my c8 bishop's weak. And it's pinned, so I need to do something about it. But his knight's trapped because the other knight's attacked. So it's kind of convenient. d5 is weak. Knight takes d5, knight takes d5, rook takes d. But I'm also giving a really defensive knight for his passive e knight. This knight's going nowhere. So maybe I won't do that even for the pawn. I'm up a piece, so simplification does help though. Cannot believe I played rook b2 so quickly. I mean, he had takes on c4. There was actually no threat on the e2 square. I thought it was. I thought these knights were one more square away from each other. It's late here. It's 3:30 a.m. So yeah. I've got an excuse. Alright, it's taking a long think here. He resigned. No, I don't think he needed to. Let's take a look at that real quick. Try not to spend too much time on this because I don't feel like. Yeah. So okay. A5 is pretty good. It actually starts to tilt in black's favor. Here white has a small edge, and after b4, which, okay, the computers don't like that move. I'm pretty sure I've read about the bayonet attack before, and I think someone mentioned that the computers don't like these moves, but it goes with the plan of all, putting a bunch of pieces on c5 to break black center. So it's a good plan. A5. Yeah, so black does have a small edge, and as you can see with correct play, yeah. So it's actually bishop a3, knight b6 was better. Taking wasn't. So bishop b4. Yeah, so b6. So I guess I got my answer on why you shouldn't play b6, because they're going to deflect that pawn with their a pawn. Okay, so we're about dead equal. So rook b8 gives like an edge. So c5 is where he blunders, and queen a2 actually blunders more. Which, yeah, rook b4 is the best answer. Wins a full piece instead of the exchange. I almost took the exchange, like, without really analyzing too much. So rook b2, instant equality from a 4-pawn advantage. And okay, he gives the advantage right back. So he didn't have a good way. Okay, so if knight takes here, knight takes e4, bishop takes e4, and dc5, queen f6. Why don't you take this? Okay. So you give him this. What is that? What happens? What's the threat? Rook takes e2. Okay, and what if he moves his knight somewhere? Rook takes f2. Oh, mate in 7, huh? Yeah, okay. Let's play one more. Alright, it started at 1500. I'm 1598. If I win this one, I'll stop at 1600. Yeah. Let's change my settings to, there's some pretty cool pieces. Huh. I like that, that's funny. Okay, so... That's funny. I have to try that out. Alright. Where is it? Don't play guests. Alright, let's play a symmetric... Go with a Jagoran. Let's play the Albin counter gambit. I really don't know these lines too well either. I'm gonna go for it. I think d4 is correct, just to deprive the knight of the c3 square. Just to control some of white's dark squares. Yeah, that doesn't look right. That looks too slow. I think knight f3 is a normal move. I guess something like queen d7 and castling queenside. So the knight's pinned. That's all it is. Okay. I guess d5 is a move I'll probably sacrifice. Yeah, so these weak light squares, there's no way that a3 was good. So I guess I could have checked first. That probably would have been better. Probably would have been much better. Yeah, okay. Let's just check. Let's just check here. And just win a rook. I mean, was there better? I mean, here, let's check. It gets complicated. Just win a rook, yeah. Okay, that was kind of a short one. I just want to see if I had better. I mean, I saw that I was gonna have a rook up, and I called it a game, but I really didn't have to. I don't know. Okay, let's check that out. So, I'm a counter gambit. It's kind of an aggressive opening. So it likes c5 here. I don't know. Knight f3 is definitely a better move. So I just like to get my pieces out. Knight b2. Yeah, so e3. Yeah, e3 is not good. So knight takes e5 straight away. And just what about just takes? Right. I think this is so cool right here. That's so awesome. Right, so queen d7 takes. I think I gain an initiative, and these pawn moves don't make sense to me. I can't believe he's equal here. I feel like black is so much better. I'm a pawn down, but I don't know. I have threats. I'm about to castle. My pieces come out to sensible squares. Okay, so taking there wasn't good. Yeah, knight c2 first was better. After king e2, just then, yeah. So I even said that. Okay, so this game's so up and down. So he's actually winning here. Unbelievable. So yeah, I thought protecting that square, but I thought knight, there was something with knight f3, bishop d3, knight f3. Oh, the queen. Yeah, queen comes back. Okay. So I was thinking about playing here, but yeah, f3 and yeah, it gets complicated for nothing. Okay, so knight c2. Let's move. King e2. Oh, there's a sample line. Yeah, okay. Guess we can play one more. That was kind of a short one. I was expecting this one to go, this video for be an hour, so. Ooh, it's pretty high rated. 1886. Oh, oh, come on. Oops, I didn't make a move. I really wanted to play him. Nice. We got 1300. Well, we almost had a good game. Let's try this. Exchange. Ruy Lopez exchange. I don't think he can take there, but. Alright, so winning a piece. Hmm. This threat here is knight g5. He does nothing. Maybe even queen g5. Just kind of forcing the issue. Actually, takes on g7, queen takes, it's defended, so takes with check, and then it's kind of a developing move. I could have played knight g5, but after h6, I guess I had a knight sacrifice on f7. Yeah, I probably would have got all three of his pawns with that knight sacrifice. But okay, I have a dark square attack, I think. Maybe not. Maybe g6, bishop h6 to g7, knight g5, and maybe g4. Okay, well he resigned, so I know I messed that up. Let me take a look at that. Alright. So it's kind of an equal opening, and then yeah, so castles actually gives him an advantage. What was good here? Oh, just knight takes e5. Okay. That's something good to note. So just knight takes e5. Usually, releasing the tension is bad, but yeah, so just blundered a piece. Oh, okay, bishop g5 was better. Okay, queen d7 maybe. So I thought knight g5 was okay. But then, okay, bishop f5. What about h6? What, is there a knight sacrifice? King takes f7. Check. g6. This is what I had pictured. Taking. Oh, I see. You can't take there. Alright, well. That's bishop g5. Let's play again. It's about 7 more minutes. Here's an 1804. Neela. Oh, wow. 2200 in classical. I think I'll play bishop f5. If I play queen d3, bishop f5, maybe queen d2, e5 is still possible with bishop f5. Then b3. I don't think he wants to play b5 yet. b3, bishop b2, rook c1, d1, standard stuff. Okay. I think I just want to grind out his queen side for a minute. Queen a5. I need to play rook d1. If queen a5. Oh, right. Okay, so b4 is threatened. Okay. Knight's kind of forced to a funny square. E6. Oh, let's get rid of his dark squares. Nice kingside. So the queen has to constantly monitor. E7. Hmm. F5 here. Huh. Bishop takes. Bishop takes. Pawn takes. I feel like bishop takes gives some balance, but there's already a knight versus. Yeah, let's kick the knight back. Like knight c7 looks really ugly. Okay, it's not too bad. Let's play rook c1 as well. Maybe g4, f4. F4. I don't think b6 was a good move. He doesn't want to pass pawn, connect the pass pawn on the 6th rank, and now he has to defend. I don't know. So what's he defend with? Queen b7? I think this pawn's more valuable than that. I can take this back anytime. F6, not a particularly scary move. And I'm just threatening to double now. Yeah, so knight d4 looks good, but I think I'm starting to get quick with these pawns. The check's covered. I'll trade queens if he wants. I can grab a pawn here. Looks okay. Ooh, I see. I see. it did get more complicated, didn't it? Okay, so I can simplify. Is that what I want to do? I guess I would like to simplify. I need to play h4, h5. I think I need to transfer the attack to the king side. h4, then I'm threatening rook a7. I think overall a pretty decent position. I think I should keep his... I think I should keep his king on the back rank. It seems pretty difficult for him to do something about that. And there's no checks. I can always get out with g2. He does have a tactic with knight check and then takes on h2 though. But I'm not too scared of it. I think this pawn will start running and he'll regret that. So I'll have bishop c4. Maybe king h3. Does that work? Is there any way to punish that? So yeah, I have bishop c4. Also have bishop d3 here too. Okay. Yeah, so let's see how. Okay, white had an advantage. Pretty large advantage at the end there. Let's check out the game. Alright, so the opening's pretty standard. Equal. I didn't like queen d6. It said queen d3. Okay, so queen d2 anyways. b3. It doesn't like a4. Maybe that's just a bad plan in general. It likes c5. Huh. c5. What if takes? What if takes? Rook f1. Yeah, I know white has a really good queen side position, but sometimes I get nervous sacking a pawn without queens on the board, like without an attack on the king. I think this is more of a positional grind where black has a lot of trouble developing. Okay, so bishop e2. Equals so far. e4 is good. 96, kind of an awkward square. 95. Right, so rook fd1. It doesn't like that exchange. But okay, I get my queen. Alright, so yeah, so b6. You can see the difference. I mean, I had almost nothing, and b6 just changed the entire game. Although queen e5 was better, because b6 is still hanging, e7 is hanging. Okay. So d6, wow. d6 straight away. What's that do if he takes? Why he's winning with bishop. Defending the rook here. Queen g4, queen f5. And then queen d2, queen a2 check. King h8, queen a7. Wow. Yeah. Anyway, the game wasn't too bad. D6 again. So what does d6 do here? d6, queen a6. Taking, okay. Wow, white's winning. Wow, white's winning with takes? How? Knight e2 check. King h1. Knight takes c1. h4. h4. Why does he have to do that? His king isn't safe, that's for sure. So yeah, I do have pretty active pieces, but I just don't see a way to break through. Maybe queen b7? No? Yeah? Okay, I just don't see it. Yeah, so king h2. I don't see why he has to take here and give the knight. Is there anything else he could do? Say he tries to go for the attack. I don't know. Okay, so queen e6 check. King h8. Queen d7. Queen c7, wow. Yeah, there's no way to stop mate. Okay. Wow. I missed that entire idea by trading queens. Huh. Wow. I'm actually losing this now. Wow. All he had to do is rook b6, which attacks the pawn. Alright, so yeah. Wow. Alright. I'll play one more because that was really fun. Okay. Last one for the night. Okay, so this is RL 11. So the French. 92. It's weird. It's the first time I've ever seen something like this. You could argue his knight's pretty misplaced. in this position. So there's no bishop g3, which is the downside of knight g3. He's wasted a lot of time with his queen retreat and his two knight moves in the opening. His bishops either have to give his dark square bishop up, or move the bishop again. So now I'm attacking b2. So there's no time. Bishop c5 and castles, maybe sack a pawn here, just to get castled and kind of target f2 is my plan. So c3 is okay. I have a pretty good initiative, I think. Maybe. Hmm. 195 to like g4. Does that threaten anything? Maybe queen h4 provokes a weakness. So the knight on g3 is now hanging. Let's preserve this knight. f4 is not possible. Okay. Let's play here. Just to cut off the squares for his knight, and I'm threatening the knight itself. Also, when I take the knight, if he gets greedy, there's a check, wins the queen, so. Also, rook d8 looks okay. Right. So, that move's not possible, so am I missing something? Yeah, I rolled that move out as an option, I thought. That's a p4. Let's just threaten the queen check. Also, when I play takes or bishop e6 to recapture, I don't want to put it on d6 or e7. I'm going to try to come back to c7 and get on this diagonal, this weak diagonal. Let's give my bishop some room. Yeah, so where's he going with his light square bishop? So move a piece for the pawn. For a pawn. I'll just get the queens off, I guess. I can play bishop c7, bishop e6 if the queen takes. Yeah, so queen takes and bishop e6 defends. He's just lacking development with these bishops. I don't know. I think he'll take, but If he does, I will find queen c6. Threatening bishop h3. So f5 is kind of a nuisance, actually. Maybe he'll go to like a light square, like queen c2. Maybe I can gain tempo. He did. Okay, so yeah, so just keep gaining time. I was being cocky when I said that. I never thought he would actually play this move. It doesn't even it doesn't look good. Yeah, so. Might have ideas of rook h3. Or bishop h3 here. Nah, rook h3. Rook h3. Bishop h3. Yeah, so h3 drops. Was that the best I have? Not sure. This looks like mate. Yeah. Let's see if I just missed maybe a better mating attack. So yeah, I really like chess24's setup for like analyzing. I like it a lot better than chess.com, and the ICC is okay, but oh wow, let's check this out. Okay, so in the opening, yeah, so knight e2. What was the best way to? So d5 is okay, but right, okay. It's moving his piece twice in the opening. Already black is slightly better. It even says take in the center, yeah. It's the only convenient way to recapture is with the queen, and you can gain some time. Although I do think bishop here was maybe a good idea. It's queen d1, knight f6, bishop g5 says it's a mistake. It's a mistake because the knight's on g3, and the bishop can't retreat to this diagonal. Where if you waste any time, then looks like he'll lose a pawn. And well, maybe. So if he plays bishop e3, I don't know. Bishop e3 here. What's the big deal? d4, just expanding the center, gaining space. Bishop d2 to block the check, for example. h5, gaining space on the king's side. So, okay. It's just not comfortable, I guess. Yeah, so he defends. So I'm developing with threats. So it's just an initiative. So I'm castled. I'm ready to go. 95. Yeah, it's a good move. Puts the knight in the center, and okay, he castles here. Okay, so the same idea as queen h4, bishop e2, d takes e, queen e1. With the idea that at the end, the knight's going to go to g4 and threaten some sort of mating attack on h2, or some sort of knight takes f2 with this pin. If h3's ever played this, the queen can just take on the knight on g3, but oh, yeah. So knight f2 is possible here, or a sample line would go something like this. Oh, where the knight's forced to retreat to... I don't think it's forced to go to h1, right? You can go to f1, surely. Alright, knight h1 facilitates g3 to block that diagonal. Wow. Yeah. So he just drops a piece, I don't understand. I guess there was nothing better. Okay, so there's a sacrifice here. Bishop takes h3. Queen e4 check. Wow, okay. And it goes into an ending where white's piece up with a better position. Yeah, too much material really. Bishop takes c4. Queen c2. Wow. Rook d3 is better. Okay, so bishop f5 is fine as well. It's just as good. Actually, it's given a higher valuation. Okay, so bishop h3. Mate in 8. Queen h5. Huh. Queen e1's a defense. Wow. Queen h5. Mate in 7. Let's check out this mate in 12, because I don't think I've ever seen a mate in 12 in my life. Force mate, that is. Okay, so h3, h3, queen c. Okay. So just opening up the h file. Queen g3. These just aren't very human moves. Alright, king f1. Because the rook was pinned. Rook d3. Knight takes c4. Bishop takes g2. Wow. Alright, so what happens if the rook takes that? It's probably much like the game, so let's check this out. Then I guess, yeah, rook e8 check. Wow. Alright, so here's my attack. Of course, it was played in, what, 6 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. So let's see. So I've made an 8. So he doesn't find the only defense, Queen e1, which gives enough time for bishop e4. So what if he would try to stop bishop e4? Alright, that's this motif again. Rook e5. Whether there's an exchange sacrifice doesn't look forced at all. Deflects the queen. What in the world's happening? Oh, okay, okay. I see. So there's really nothing to do. And if here, bishop d7, queen e1, g4. Wow. So bishop e4 pins the g-pawn. I guess he doesn't see it. It's rook f2. There really wasn't that much pressure on the square. 2 pieces. Oh, You sack the exchange. I'm unclear for what. Is that not... It's actually a quicker mate, it looks like, with rook d1 check, rook f1, but I had been working on this pin and distracted with this and attack, so I don't know, I kind of missed it. We can get one more in. Let's get a bullet game in, just to see how I do in bullet. We'll have a bullet game to wrap everything up. Okay, it looks like nobody's playing bullet tonight. Let's try to get a 5-minute game. Alright, rainbow chess. Maybe we can get a Grinfeld tonight. Alright, Grinfeld. This is the opening I'm learning right now. I'm studying Kasparov and Grishchuk. I like it because although white gets a big center, black is able to break it open. Bishop b2 doesn't seem right. It looks like queen b6 can gain tempo on the bishop. Then rook b1. Rook b1. So he defends like that. Yeah. Anyways, black gets quick development and a safe king, and it's just a fun opening that, it's kind of offbeat from these closed positional openings. Yeah, sometimes with bishop c4 I like to keep the rook on f8, but so this wins a pawn, takes. I think I'll go for that. Threatening check too. Yeah, if he takes this way, offering the trade queens, I'm gonna take here, g takes f, and then queen c7. I can take this weak pawn anytime I want, and maybe queen a5 just to keep pressure on c3. I'll take that, I guess. So knight c4 I think is the threat. Looks like it just wins a piece, so. And rook c1's a normal move, which is what he'll probably play. But bishop takes c4 is an option. I just like how aggressive this opening is, and black has no weaknesses, and Oftentimes, especially when they drop their queen, white has a hard time holding on to the center. Okay. And actually, that, at the end there that wasn't the most accurate. Let's see if I played that right. I really want to learn this opening, so I might spend a little bit more time on this. Okay. Oh, okay, it's already analyzing. So d4, knight f6. So the Grunfeld is all book. This is kind of mainline stuff. Okay, so bishop b2 is not. Let's check out the opening tree here. Bishop b2. Wow, so I'm going to play 57 times versus bishop c4 11,000 times. And black wins 49% of those games. So I'm going to look at some of those games. Find out why it's so bad. Alright, so c5. So I've already equalized. Alright, b3. Queen b6 is not the right plan. C takes d. So I'm always worried about d5 here. Well, d5 loses the darker bishop, so it's impossible. Okay, I see that now. Okay, and it's roughly equal position. Alright, yeah, so yeah. Bishop. Yeah, you should have got his queen outside of the it was just kind of a bad square to develop the pieces to. Maybe yeah, so rook b1 is what I said while annotating the game. Yeah. Now black's slightly better. Black's better. And bishop e2 is fine. Rook ac8 might be stronger, that threatens to take, but straight away there's no problem with that. And, so yeah. Alright, well, thanks for watching everyone. Thanks.